Hi, I'm Derek Cooper, PGA professional and director of instruction. One of the biggest keys to being a great golfer is being able to hit the ball first before the club contacts the ground. I see a lot of players that struggle with this. It costs them distance and accuracy, but today I'm going to show you a simple solution to your problems so that you can hit the ball first every single time. One of the biggest reasons I see for players hitting the ground before the ball is that by the time the club gets to impact, they've got too much weight on their back foot. What that does is it puts the bottom of the swing arc this side of the golf ball, so the club either contacts the ground first and then the golf ball, or if they happen to miss the ground, now they're catching the ball on the way up. And neither of those are ideal for hitting consistently solid golf shots and being able to control a golf ball. The key to being able to make solid contact is we've got to make sure that at impact we've got a little more weight on the left side than the right, and your right foot or your trail foot is pushing to guide your hips to the left, and therefore gets the bottom of the swing arc on the target side of the golf ball. A drill that I use with players to be able to understand how to do this is one where we focus on how to actually start the downswing, or how do we transition from backswing to downswing. And the one I use is we set up with a club across our shoulders like this. I'm going to turn into the backswing. I want to keep the shaft there and then just gently bump my hips to the left and then turn around my front leg. I'll do that again. So turn into the backswing, little shift to the left, and then turn around my front leg. The couple of keys when you do that, you want to make sure that this club stays here when you make that shift, and then secondly, when you start to turn, the rotation's got to come from the lower body, so the upper body then gets dragged through. I would suggest you do that with a club across your shoulders first, because if you can't do that drill, the next couple that I'm going to show you are not going to be easy and you're not going to have much success. So definitely work on that one first and make sure you can do that correctly. I would even suggest doing it in front of a mirror so that you can see how your body's moving and whether you're actually getting more on that left side by the time you turn through where impact would be. The next progression from that drill is to then set up in your normal golf swing, go to the top of your backswing, a little shift with that lower body as we said, start to unwind the hips so that when you get to impact we end up with a position that looks a little more like this, and then you can continue through to your full swing. So I'd be doing them in slow motion first. As you get more comfortable with it, you can definitely increase speed, but I definitely want the pauses initially. As you get better, you can slowly take the pauses out. Once you think you can start to do that with some consistency, then I'd be hitting balls off a low tee. Same motion. I want to see those shoulders stay there as the hips make that little move and then turn through. No targets when we start with a low tee. After that, we can then start taking the ball off the tee. Then we start moving to new targets, and then we start changing up clubs more and more often. So we work through that progression, making sure that we don't go through that progression too quickly. Otherwise, you're going to fail in your ability to hit the ball, then the turf. So get away. If you're struggling with hitting the ball first, this is the series of drills that I'd love to see you work through. I've seen it work for a lot of players over the years, and I know it can work for you as well.